good morning, folks. Welcome to the digital weather desk powered by Century Next Bank. I got a little too arrogant in trying to say the name there. Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday. Happy Friday as we get ready to launch into the weekend, which should be a relatively dry weekend, all told, which is kind of a bummer. We need the rainfall. We start off this morning with a look at, obviously, the forecast. Forecasts made possible by ServPro, Monroe, West Monroe. Actually, 3 locations across the area to serve you: Monroe, West Monroe, Shreveport, and Natchez. Call or click servpro.com today. In the radar products, as always, made possible by Browns Roofing. Check out brownsroofingla.com to schedule your free roof inspection. And that's where we start today with a look at the radar. And the rain all but bypassed our area. We had some showers and storms across southern Arkansas late last night, early this morning. And most of those were late last night. And then we have some brief redevelopment across western Mississippi this morning. But aside from that, the vast majority of the rain just absolutely skipping over our area. Which, ironically, I feel the need to kind of give credit to the computer models. I've said so many bad things about them over the last couple of days, just about how bad they've been. They actually hit the forecast kind of on the head for our area. They had the rain and the storms to the west. They have it fizzling over our area with some brief redevelopment in western Mississippi. And then we'll have another brief opportunity for rainfall as the actual front moves through the area tonight. Zoom in on that rainfall now well east, or generally east of Natchez, moving through portions of Adams County and really through Jefferson County, Claiborne County, but mostly moving out of our area and toward the I-55 corridor. If you have friends traveling from Brookhaven down to New Orleans or something like that this morning, the showers are spotty, but they are at least existent in the forecast, especially if you're heading from Jackson down to New Orleans. There's a little bit of rainfall to drive through this morning. Christian, Becky, good morning. Thanks so much for joining in. Check the severe weather threat for today. Severe weather products made possible by Allegiance Health Network. It does show a marginal risk has appeared for this Friday. It's just not for our area. It does clip far eastern sections of western Mississippi, but really starts from the I-55 corridor and stretches eastward through Mississippi, Tennessee, and Alabama, where a rogue strong to severe storm can't be ruled out later today. Check rainfall totals over the last 24 hours. Obviously, the heftiest totals well to the west along the I-30 corridor, as expected. Magnolia, Camden picking up a little bit of rainfall. Let me check the actual airport readings to make sure that we're all kind of simpatico in that regard. But again, most spots across southern Arkansas were the ones lucky enough to see rain, while the vast majority of northern Louisiana and western Mississippi has stayed dry. It's actually 0.05 of an inch of rain officially at the El Dorado Airport, so that's a little overcooked in terms of the rain total that we have listed there. And a quick check of Monticello. They were at 1/4 of an inch at last check yesterday. 0.31 of an inch of rainfall. So again, that just kind of gives us some slightly better numbers to work with across southern Arkansas. So some areas seeing rain, most of northern Louisiana missing out. Portions of western Mississippi picking up on some of the showers this morning, and that's about it. Claudia, Ken, and Jan, good morning to all of you as well. Mid to upper 60s to start the day, which is pretty warm and pretty muggy all told. Some low 70s even sprinkled in along the I-49 corridor, and Vicksburg and Jackson, both at 70 degrees. There are some spots with slightly more limited visibilities. Camden, Magnolia, Monticello, all down less than 5 miles. Monroe, just checking outside, there's a lot of cloud cover out there and even a little bit of fog, so visibility is somewhat limited. It's nothing overly daunting as you head out and about this morning. Ethel and Janice, good morning to you as well. Wind speeds out of the south and southwest expected to stay that way through most of the day. So here's the SATRAD. This is what we've been dealing with, the satellite radar composite. This is an actual image over the last 6 hours, and you can see that most of the showers and storms were driving along this prefrontal trough, this brown dashed line moving through the Ark-La-Tex region. And that's what was fueling a lot of the storms that we dealt with last night in eastern Texas. Even a rogue tornado warning was issued out in eastern Texas late yesterday evening. But as a lot of this has moved eastward, the upper level disturbance that's driving this has started to move farther and farther away from the area, which is stretching out the cold front, making the entire disturbance less influential in our area, if that makes sense. Also, along with that, the timing of this storm system moving through during the nighttime hours when the atmosphere tries to kind of stabilize and cool really wasn't going to foster a lot of significant rain through our area. May says that got a little bit of a shower around midnight in Marion. Any rain is good rain at this point. We all need it. Check a Futurecast shows the front approaching the area tonight by around, I would think, 11 or midnight. The front will actually start to advance through the region, and that will give us our last opportunity to maybe scour out an isolated shower or thunderstorm across the region. Then that moves through during the early morning hours on Saturday, and then we set up for that next storm system that moves through the area Monday, Tuesday. This is what it looks like Monday night, and then starts to advance through the area Monday night into Tuesday morning. I know that it doesn't look like much there, and the computer models continue to disagree on what in the world's going to happen with this system. I do expect it to bring showers and thunderstorms, but then again, I expected this one to bring showers and storms. And the severe weather threat, I think, is a possibility. It's not a certainty yet. We're definitely not outlooked for anything yet. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being some sort of isolated severe storm maker. Heavy rain potential will exist as well, although I'm not completely convinced on that. In fact, the rain totals continue to trend back downward. And here's a look at the 7-day or the 5-day rain totals. Again, not much. An inch of rain's not bad. 2 inches of rain, not bad. But when you compare that to where the rainfall forecasts were earlier this week for that time period, and they were throwing out 3 and 4 inch totals, and now we're talking about half or a quarter of those types of totals, obviously the rain totals and the data has trimmed back more conservative. That's why forecasts need to be allowed to change and be figured out. But that's also why, as meteorologists, we shouldn't jump off the deep end and guarantee 4 or 5 inches of rain headed your direction when we just can't guarantee it, or even say it with any kind of high degree of confidence. It's so important. That's why you haven't seen me post a big long article talking about the heavy rain threat for early next week. We don't know a lot about it yet. And to be honest with you, it's looking less and less like a heavy rain threat. So why make a mountain out of a molehill? We'll obviously continue to address all that stuff when we get there. Afternoon highs today back in the low end of the 80s. Spotty showers and storms can't be completely ruled out. The rain chances are around 20%. Obviously, the best rain chances are across western Mississippi. Winds will be out of the south-southwest. Daytime highs or overnight lows tonight will be back in the low 60s. Isolated storms not out of the question. Again, that front advances through the area tonight, and that'll give us a brief opportunity to maybe scour out an isolated shower or storm, but winds will generally stay light out of the southwest and probably shift to the northwest behind the front. Look at the 7-day forecast made possible by 3B Hardware. Rain chances are very spotty through the early half of the weekend. They actually move out of the forecast for Sunday, and then they're back in Monday, Tuesday. I do have the rain late kind of moniker designation because the rain chances do go up to 50% for Monday night into Tuesday morning. But that is also still a trim from where we were rain chance-wise. And I, again, neglected to put the Thanksgiving turkey on Thursday again this morning. And I promised you last night that I wouldn't forget it. Broken promises. I won't let it happen again. But then again, I said that last night, and here we are. Janet said they got a little bit of rainfall early this morning across it. Any rain's good rain, but not much. That's a bummer. Bobby, good morning to you. Do you expect a lot of morning fog the next few days? Not as much as we've seen, especially considering that the winds, it's still a possibility. Still pretty warm and soupy out there, and the air's pretty stagnant. We should see a wind shift a little bit, and that should mix things up a tad as we go into Saturday, Sunday, and that may mix up the fog a tad, but until then, yeah, I would still say it's at least a possibility, especially in the river valleys. All right, your Too Long Didn't Read comes out in about an hour and a half. I'll join you midday with a look at the forecast, your football forecast a little bit later today, and an evening stream as well as we get ready for the weekend. And then your fishing game later tonight. So it's kind of a busy day for a Friday, but we'll get it all taken care of and get all that content out to you so we can kind of roll with it through the day. Of course, forecast is always available along with the interactive radar at digitalweatherdesk.com and on the Digital Weather Desk app available for Apple and Android users. So feel free to check that out at your leisure as we continue to kind of fine-tune the forecast for the rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Thanks so much for stopping by the Digital Weather Desk, powered by CenturyNext Bank. As always, I'm so glad you're here. Have a great day.